My effort now is actually to try to use quickly, because we're running a little short on time, some of the Bali tenets and give you a sense of how we're using them to value in the state of Vermont. So the first one is the idea that ownership matters. Already we have the largest per capita small business ownership in the country. That sort of Jeffersonian impact that we have, an economy that's engaged with the sense of place. Beyond that, we in Vermont actually think that we are the people, that we control the government. We have a thing called town meetings that are engaging every March the process of guiding the democratic process in that community. We have a citizen legislature where people are not professional legislators. They go from their farms or from their small businesses or from their NGO job into the legislature, and then they leave again. They see themselves as part of a process. I was on the waterfront in Burlington 2 nights ago. I ran into Ben Cohen, Ben and Jerry's. He said, "Look at your money." I looked at my money, $10 bill. It says, "We the people" on that $10 bill. And he's involved in the overturning Citizens United process. It's not we the corporations, it's we the people that really matter. So he was willing to stamp my money, get money out of politics on this side, and on this side, not to be used for bribing politicians. Or on this side, the system isn't broken, it's fixed, right? So it's not illegal to stamp your money. Imagine the kind of advertising power if everyone was out there stamping their money as if we owned government. We are the people. Corporations are not the people. Vermont believes that. It believes it so much that last March in our town meetings, 65 towns ratified the idea that we should overturn Citizens United. And in April, our legislature went on record to support a constitutional amendment to overturn that Supreme Court ruling. We can have impact when we decide that ownership matters. It's not just at the enterprise level, it's at the government level. At the level of opportunity matters. This is perhaps the place where Vermont can be most powerful, I think, because we have a kind of alignment that comes out of a culture that is both embracing sort of Yankee independence and progressive thinking that a Ben & Jerry's kind of corporate point of view brings to us. And we figure out how to meld those things together. Most recently, we've done that in the envisioning process of a new kind of economy related to 2 areas, food and energy. Why food and energy? Because in the 1990s, a local NGO did an analysis that says, how can we in Vermont improve the average wage of a Vermonter? And one of the key findings was you plug the leaks of food being purchased outside of Vermont and energy being brought in, purchased outside of Vermont. The more food we buy, the more energy we can produce, more food we can produce locally and energy we can produce locally, the more we are stemming a flow out of value. What's happened over the last decade is, in both of those areas, something very profound. First of all, a systems analysis guided by actually a process in the Midwest called Raap to look at creating a mechanism to change the system related to food and to change the system related to energy. The food system change is called farm to plate. Vermont already is identified as the highest per capita consumer of local food. How do we continue that? How do we accelerate that? That's only going to, establishing that point of view of our leadership in per capita local food consumption happened because we had still an embedded sense of our responsibility to farms, to quality food, and there was a general cultural attitude of positivity around that point of view. But can we actually, and here are the goals of Farm to Plate, double in the near future the amount of local food produced in Vermont? And beyond that, and this is where it gets really interesting, can we have a 50-year plan that's part of a New England food shelf, a food shed? Everyone heard the idea of food shed? I think it's a wonderful idea. Where is your food coming from within an ecological system that you can actually engage with? Can we, over the next 50 years, have 80% of our calories coming from the New England food shed? Now, Vermont already has a strategy of moving itself towards that point. We have to engage and collaborate with states around us to achieve that same outcome.